Mic check, mic check. Welcome to On the Mic with Ray White, where we share life lessons, encourage self-reflection, and equip you to take action. My name is Ray White, and I am juiced that you're taking time to listen to this episode today. And as you can see, we got a new look here for my YouTube viewers and my podcast listeners. We're in front of the whiteboard today for this particular episode because I want to map out a concept for you that could benefit you on your journey towards success, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in life, because this is something I struggle with. As I mentioned at the top of this podcast, life lessons, self-reflections, equipping you to take action. I want to make sure that the things that I am learning and processing may help you in your journey as well. And we can all learn together. So I can share some tips, you share some tips with me, and we could be out here doing some phenomenal things together, serving in the community, making sure that everybody is doing what they need to do to thrive. So thank you for taking the time to take a look at this. If you find any value in this, buy me a cup of coffee. Your boy Stay Hypo Coffee. You can check my Venmo right here. You can get me, buy me a cup of coffee. That would be pretty dope. And great opportunity too for us to have a virtual chat as well to see what we can do to better our community and build up together. All right. So let's dive into this particular topic because I struggle with this. I hope that this will be beneficial to you. And the topic of today is focus. And this is going to be fun because I have horrible handwriting and I'm writing in an angle that is terrible, but we ain't gonna worry about that. We're going to talk about focus today. I struggle with focus. When I was in college, one of the main issues I had was I was trying to do all the things. I was all over the place, so much so that it made my grades slip. First three semesters of my college career, I was failing classes left and right because I was trying to be extra social. I was playing in sports. I was working. I was, partying. I was out here living in a completely different context than my own and just didn't really have my own structure or barrier set up for me to be successful. Now, sure, I had friends who were looking out for me and my mentors keep me accountable. And yes, I had those avenues where I knew I needed to go, but I wasn't utilizing them to my best potential. And I wasn't doing the things I needed to do to be able to keep my focus in check. Now, I made some changes since then, especially at that time because I graduated on time. I was able to go to the classes I needed to go to, ask for my help, learn to say no to certain things. But not as we fast forward into 2021, I'm finding myself in the same situation where we're in the fourth quarter of this year. We're the last 3 months of 2021, and I found myself most way through this year just kind of scattered. I felt that I was doing way too much that wasn't really geared towards the goal that I had set for myself. Now, when I started this podcast, my whole goal was to be an effective communicator. So that way I can utilize this public speaking skill set to help share a message and share a concept that can help people move towards a particular goal in action, and then work to become a speaker or a voice in the community to help drive change and help be a positive voice in this space and help equip people to be empowered to do the work that they need to do. But then I started finding myself into so many different little things that had some tie to it, because I could make it a tie, but it didn't really have any tie to it. I had no business doing that work. So I said to myself, by October, I need to take a step back. I need to be able to focus in on what I originally set myself out to do, and then be able to say, this is it, and work to say no to certain things around me, right? So now here we are in October. I got to be true to my word and take the necessary steps to focus on what it is that I set to myself to do, which is to be an effective communicator for the community, work on this skill set, work on this craft, and develop content to help provide you some context and ability to help serve, and then build community around that, right? So being focused is truly important. If we want to succeed, we got to be focused. If we are all over the place, if our mind is everywhere and not geared towards our purpose and what we're striving towards, we will be degrees away from where we're trying to go, All right. So we need to be mindful that what we say and what we do, what we say yes to, what we say no to, all have a relationship towards what our end goal is. And what I want to write up on the board today, as I check a look at my notes to make sure we on track. Yep, we on track. So I want to make sure that we connect the dots to the things that will keep us focused and the things that will take away from our focus, because it's important for us to recognize both sides, know the tripwires, know the levels, and know the route that we need to take in order to stay focused in this route, right? So the first thing we got to do is to just define. What are we focusing on, right? What are we focusing on? we got to have ability to know what it is exactly that we're going towards. What's the purpose? What's the mission? What is the drive that is gearing us towards to stay focused? Is it to be a straight A student in your classes? Is it to graduate college? Is it to have the best product out there for your customers? Is it to be an effective communicator? Is it just to be the best parent, or the best spouse, or the best community member that you can be? Like, what are you focusing on? We got to be able to define specifically what is our focus. If we do not have a defined focus, we will find ourselves doing so many things that are really in line with our passions, or in line with our gifts more closely. And that's actually what I wanted, a slight tangent I want to give, is that a way to define what your focus is to really truly sit with yourself and say, what are the things that I aspire towards? What really lights me up? What gives me the energy, the vibe, what I want to see in the world? What pain point or problem do I want to solve? And to be able to specifically call that out, because that then will become the thing that you want to be focusing on, right? And I know I'm talking from a big level perspective, and I'm talking from a high level perspective when it comes to lofty goals or aspirations or whatnot. But this would really be like, yo, I gotta be able to knock out some videos I need to edit. I gotta do some videos I need to record. Let me define exactly how many videos I need to do. Let me define it specifically how many videos I need to edit. Let me define how many, the specific time I need to give to this tactic that I need to do, and get clear on that. But we can't be able to focus if we aren't able to define the route and define where we need to go. Right. And then the second thing, let me see, I can do this. 2. Ugh, that's ugly. We gonna roll with it. Look, even the camera's out of focus. Come on now. Come back to me. There it is. You can see my ugly 2 right there. Number 2, the second thing we're gonna need to define is the things that are gonna take away. What's going to take away from our focus? Because once we define what it is that we're focusing, that we want to focus on, then we need to define specifically what takes away from that focus. There are 1,000,001 things that can drive us away from what we're trying to accomplish. And if we're not clear on those tripwires, if we're not clear on those triggers that can move our lens to a different route, that we can move our eyes to a different way, then we're going to completely be lost, right? We're not going to be able to stay on track and stay on the path that we need to focus on. And it's important. I mean, think about it. When you're driving, for those who are drivers on watching this video, if you're driving and you find yourself distracted by looking at your phone, or you look out the window and you see a rubbernecking, right? I mean, that's one of the things that they test you on. Or if you are in the car and you got kids in the back, or throwing shoes up in the car, up in the front, that may or may not happen to me. I'm not gonna say nothing else. Those things can take away from your focus of driving and keeping your eyes on the road looking forward. And we got to be able to minimize the things that take away from our focus as we set ourselves up for success down the road. So what are the things that distract you? What are the things that are going to take away from your focus, the ability to succeed, to reach the destination that you're going towards? Is it social media? You know what I'm saying? Is it Unplanned time. That's the big one for me. I got to be able to have plan. If my time is not planned, if I don't have it structured out, I wander aimlessly and it gets out of hand. It gets out of whack, right? Is it comparison? Ooh, we hit a nerve. I hurt a nerve for me. I compare myself often to people and their success and their focus and their drive. And I'm like, dang, why can't that be me? And I try to get to their level when I should be trying to get on my level. Come on now. I don't know why I said that. But these different things you got to define for yourself. What are the things that will take away from your focus, and be clear and explicit to that, so you can be mindful of how you want to succeed and drive to your end goal, right? But we don't want to end on just the things that are negative. We don't want to end on the things that are take away, because, okay, so if those things, if I'm trying to get to my focus and I've defined what that is, but I've articulated what takes away from the focus, then what will keep me focused, right? That's the third thing. Here we go. 3. We're going to say, keep. Oh, hold up. There you go. What keeps me focused? What are the things that are going to keep me focused when I say I'm going to be accomplishing this task? I'm going to make sure that the dishes get done by 10 o'clock. All right. This is going to get done by 10 o'clock. What takes away from my focus is me looking at my phone or finding some other task or chore around my house. But what's going to keep me focused is that I step up to the sink, right? I grab the dish rag. I put the dishes in the dish rack. I clean the ones that can't go in the dish rack, and we good to go. You know what I'm saying? That's a small little action. If I just say my focus is going to be an effective communicator and spend this last quarter of 2021 defining what my mission is, defining what my message is, and creating a clear path towards effectively saying that communication or saying that message to my community. Okay, what's going to take me away from that? Well, I can't be comparing myself to other communicators out there. I shouldn't be doing work that is not aligned to that mission of communication. Sure, I could find ways to help, but I can't be my main focus. I can't have unstructured time to myself. So then how do I keep focus? Okay, well, I got to make sure that every night I'm time blocking. I'm specifically calling out the specific things I need to do by the hour. So I time block certain times of the day to say, I got to focus on writing my outline. I got to focus on editing or recording videos. I got to focus on doing outreach and connecting with people. I got to focus on research to make sure that my content is right. You know what I'm saying? I got to be able to time block and put specific things in that time to focus on those things. I need to make sure that I'm accountable. Accountability is a key thing when it comes to staying focused, because we be able to have people who speak in and saying, yo, are you doing that thing? Did you do what you were able to do? And be like, yeah, I did it. Or nah, I ain't do it today. But that accountability helps as we are trying to reach the goal that we're reaching towards and staying focused to the things that we're defining, right? So we got to be able to do these 3 things. And these are not revolutionary, right? None of this I'm speaking of is revolutionary. What I hope to bring is a reminder for you that you have a vision that you set that has been placed within your heart. You have a vision that's been placed within your mind, the passion, the drive, the energy that's been given to you. And as we are on this earth and in this life, we cannot lose sight of that. So how do we spur each other on to make sure that we stay focused on what we're being called to do and being asked to do? And how do we make sure that we define it clearly, that we minimize the distractions that will take away from our focus and keep ourselves in line, so that way we can stay focused to reach that end goal, to reach that desire, that vision that was given to ourselves. Because think about it, at the end of the day, at the end of the initiative, at the end of 2021, if you said, I'm going to dedicate this time to stay consistent and be in my lane and in my zone to accomplish this goal, how greater would you feel at the end of that time? Just think about that. If you spent the time necessary to get this done, if you shed away and minimize the distractions that would hinder you from getting there, how much greater would you feel in those 3 months? How much greater would you feel in that 1 month or that 1 week? Make sure that you're doing what is necessary to take the time to do this work, because this is the work that we all have to do with each other, but we don't have to do it alone. Be in community to help you stay connected, to help you stay focused in this space as we move forward to our goals. So that's what I plan on doing. I plan on being more focused at the end of 2021, focused on what does it mean to be an effective communicator, defining my speech, defining my content, defining the work that I want to do, the kind of things I want to represent in this space, staying connected, but not comparing myself to the people around, and being sure that I minimize what is hindering me from keeping to that focus, and keeping the things that will make sure that will keep me to stay focused. Sound good? So that's the questions I want to pose to you. That's something I want you to reflect on. Essentially is, what do you want to focus on? What's hindering you from focusing on those things? And how do you make sure that you keep yourself focused on that goal? Sound good? Thank you for taking the time to watch my chicken scratch writing on this whiteboard, the in and out focus of this particular video, and listening to this podcast. If you found any value in this episode, please be sure to share this with a friend, and then please drop a comment in the comments below, a message in the comments below. Tell me what is that you're focusing on, and how can we help you? How can I help you stay focused on that? Because if you achieve your goals, we all achieve our goals. If I achieve my goal, we all achieve our goals. We all have something within us that will better our community and society, and we need to enact that and tap into that to see success for yourself and for the community as well. All right, so make sure that you follow the OTM podcast, All the Micro Ray podcast, on all social media platforms. You can follow me at Ray Devante, at Ray Devante, RayDevante on all social platforms as well. And if you just feel so compelled, buy me a coffee. Buy me coffee. Anyway, make sure you check out this next episode and continue to share your story with others. Peace.